Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. We are rolling down the road today. Just taking off. We're going to be a little bit late. We are in the Chaz Mobile, 423,345 miles. Looking to put a couple hundred on our today. If we break down while we're live, that would be funny. Although, in the history of this whole thing, how many things have we been in, for crying out loud? I remember the one time I was live in Arizona and I had the wheel bearing going out, and that was pretty interesting. We had the one time where I went to Yellowstone National Park and then had my tire go flat outside of grizzly country in Idaho, right on the border of Wyoming, and we broke down and was basically stalked by a grizzly bear, according to the state trooper who came and woke me up in the middle of the night. Some people remember that one. Some people still remember that one today, when I was involved in that bear attack. We've been live up and down the road for a minute. It has been a minute, though, since we have been live up and down the road. I will say that I'm swallowing a lot of pride today. There is a situation that I want to absolutely just come unglued about, but I'm trying to have a little more respect for some people. I'm trying to respect their wishes and what they want, what's best for them. And so I am going to not lose my absolute fucking mind over one of the biggest insane travesties of modern culture. Honestly, the issue is modern fucking culture, the false accusal culture of society for clout, for attention, for victimhood, is disgusting, and it's happening alive and well in the racing world today. It is not about me, it is about someone else. I've always been the guy in like high school and stuff. If I see someone getting picked on or something along those lines, I want to stand up for that guy. If I see somebody doing wrong, I want to say something about it. The spoken word is so important, and fear is what keeps most people from saying something. You know, guys in their mental health and physical abuse that they deal with in life, they don't even talk about it, and that's what leads to a bunch of the issues within their own life. So it's not in that area or department, but it's definitely in the same category as far as the destructive lies and abuse and manipulation of people and their minds in the sake of victimhood. And because it's trendy, it's so trendy to say certain words. That's why I say professional gaslighter and all this stuff. I'm making fun of these extremists, I would call them mental extremists. These are mental extremists. They don't want to kill you in a physical sense. They want to kill you in a mental sense. And they will go to extreme examples to do so. It's fucking disgusting what people will do in today's society just to be viewed upon as the good person, or viewed upon as the self-righteous, where in reality they don't even know who they're fucking with. You know, in this scenario that I'm talking about, there's a guy out there in the world right now being accused of some things that we all know with our eyes and in our actions, personally, publicly, is not what he's being accused of currently. Is not what the Young Turks is saying right now. And it's so fucking disgusting to see people can't even put a hand gesture out because they are being racially profiled, technically. That's what's happening here. Although you can't be racist to white people. You can't be racist to white people. You can't mistreat white males of society. That works out great. Go ahead and keep fucking around and find out. Go ahead and corner all the white guys in the world and make them the bad guys for a long time and see where that gets you. You're honestly playing into the things that you say you don't like. Because when you segregate a segment of society into a corner, they're going to turn to the only voices that are having any sympathy for them, and those people are actually bad. Those people are actually cruel. Those people are actually manipulating you to help them gain these alliances. So that's the funny fucking part about manipulation and all these things that is actually happening in society, and people don't even know they're doing it just for a little clout. You know, flying bitches out to New York to sign on their tits and shit. You know, it's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, we are going to try to forget all of that. Try to not just go the fuck off into the nitty-gritty details and name drop and who it's about and who's accusing and who's potentially the person who don't put the shopping cart back. You know, that's the funny thing. We know the person on the one side, but we don't know the person on the other. The person on the other, you know, he could be falsely accusing. You know, why are we so easy to believe? Is he the type that puts the shopping cart back? And when I say that, there's a bunch of pieces of shit out here in this world that will lie and manipulate for their own self-gain. You know, so there's people out there who also don't put the shopping carts back. They just leave the shopping carts in the middle of the fucking parking lot at these stores. I have a feeling that the people who leave shopping carts in the middle of parking lots are also the people who will lie and manipulate for self-gloat. So, these are the styles that I'm talking about. But regardless, some people are missing something. Hopefully we can talk about it soon. Once again, trying to have some respect for those who are involved. But we are going to the Gateway Dirt Nationals. And speaking of motherfucking respect, what the hell did Jason Feger do last night? I'm just saying. I mean, Jason Feger, I met him. Nice guy. He's a cool, good old dude. Works on his shit. You know, he's a typical the Chaz type. I would stamp my sticker on his car and promote that son of a bitch to the world. But when you drive over half of another fucking car, and you don't have, this ain't NASCAR. The spotters ain't on there telling you what happened. You don't have rear view mirrors or side mirrors in late models to see behind you on restarts and see if a guy hit you or crowded you or here or there bumped you. You have no knowledge on what just happened on the racetrack, and you drive over half of a race car. Now, what I mean by that is the reaction there, the punishment don't fit the crime, technically. But the reaction to a crime that funny enough, it's kind of very similar to what I'm talking about previously. The reaction to a crime, and maybe this is the code, learn how to code deal. This is the code messages that Freemasons do in music and everything in movies. But regardless, how can you punish someone? Wow, this is so similar. How can you punish someone when you technically don't even know the crime? You don't even know that the crime that was committed. You do know that off of turn 4, something hit you on the left rear, although it looked like something hit you on the right rear too. So I would assume if you were in the car, I've been in the car, so don't sit there and say, oh, you've never drove, Chaz, you don't know shit. Yeah, I've been in different cars, multiple cars, sprint cars, late models, modified, stocks, all of the big blocks. I've been in them, micros. You can't see. You can feel. So if I'm Jason Feger and I feel all these things and then my tire's flat, yeah, I'm pissed. And yeah, the last contact was to the left rear. But I don't have the knowledge to determine who the criminal in the situation is. So how can I inflict punishment onto Carson Hocevar for the damage that was inflicted onto myself through the crime that was committed? Now, we all saw Mike Harrison get into the right rear of Feger. That obviously kind of spun Feger down the track into a Hocevar that was kind of in the right. You know, these double foul restarts, everybody's like, oh, they're the problem. No, they happen all the time, and we don't. Delaware double foul restarts happen all the time. Now, Dome, it may be a little different, but When you, in turn 3, if Carson Hocevar was inside the left rear tire, then we got a problem. But this was off of turn 4. At that point, everyone knows we're trying to get up to speed. We're trying to go off the corner. We're trying to go forward. Unless you're a jackass trying to play leader and hide and go seeker peeker guy. You know, so Carson Hocevar being there was logistically sound. You know, that wasn't like he was doing anything wrong. Now, if he was coming up the track, we got an issue. But, once again, Carson Hocevar held his line. He was down there, he held his line, he held his speed, technically, where it was Feger and it looked like, to me, Harrison, that was continually kind of jotting around in a lane because of the contact between Harrison and Feger. That's what it looked like to me. And Carson Hocevar, even though you could say there was criminal intent in trying to get up in there on the restart, it wasn't turn 3, it was turn 4. He was technically doing what most people do. And the movement of lanes with the contact of Harrison is kind of what caused that pinching off situation to occur. And Hocevar was in the wall. So I don't think that the punishment fit the crime. You couldn't even technically place blame in that scenario. It kind of was one of those racing situations. But then Feger says in the post-incident interview that, I guess, driving over race cars is just racing. Once again, the sport of dirt track racing kind of getting this unprofessional scene, because now the notion is to new people who were tuning in maybe to watch Carson Hocevar race, never seen late models before. They're not getting a guy wrecking a $50,000 modified laughing at it this time. They're getting a guy who in a racing incident had some bad luck, and now they're being told that when bad luck occurs, cars get literally torn in half. And as Carson Hocevar said, if he would have had his hand out the window saying, what do y'all want me to do, or where do I go, what's happening here, and a car drives up and lands on his hand, rips his hand off his arm, could you imagine the scene we would have had then? Carson Hocevar's hand ripped off by enraged country white male. You know, back to the labeling. So, I mean, it was an interesting scenario at the Gateway Dirt Nationals in that incident. I do think that the track was better than I've seen it. Possibly the best it's ever been. Hopefully some of that can continue tonight. I know they had some rubber down issues in the race. It kind of went down to the inside of the track. I saw some people saying they like or hope that this racing tonight and the rest of the weekend has ruts and has jumps. I don't know who thought that was cool. Maybe those with unlimited checkbooks thought that was cool. But as a fan personally, and as I think sound car owners and business people, they prefer tracks like we saw last night, where you can see some racing, its technique, its ability, its driver skill. And how about Ricky Thornton Jr.? I mean, gets into a modified that you've never heard of before. A guy builds a chassis, throws Ricky Thornton Jr. in it, and he wins the fucking race. So much for him figuring something out in the late model side of things. It seems like Ricky Thornton Jr. is just that damn good, even though some people, and including aliens, can't figure it out or understand it. Maybe he's a part of the lizard people bloodline, you know, maybe draconian. But at the end of the day, Ricky Thornton Jr. is just that damn badass and destroyed the modified field. Obviously, new set of drivers tonight. Ricky Thornton Jr. in the late model division. New set of drivers in the modified division. It'll be very entertaining. Kyle Steffens, obviously, going to be racing tonight. It's going to be really, really good. Hopefully, the track is very similar. I'm going to be rolling in kind of late. I may not even go to the track. I unfortunately was rushing to get out. But we'll see. Right now, I'm technically plotted to go straight to the Dome. But, you know, you got to pay for parking and all that stuff. And I would see maybe an hour and a half of racing. But who knows? It is a good atmosphere. It's good to attend. It's good to see. So, regardless, Gateway Dirt Nationals looked way better than I thought it was going to ever look. I thought it was going to be a repeat of the last 2 or 3 years. And when I saw that smooth surface, I saw him up on the wall, I saw him in the middle, I saw him on the bottom. Even though the main events was one lane-ish, you know, and Nick Hoffman did a really good job, it still sold me. So I booked a cheapy hotel 20 minutes away from the Dome and gathered all my things and started heading out. Now, there is a potential surprise we got coming for everybody Saturday. I'm going to have the hair out come Saturday night. I'm going to have the reflective shades and the professional gaslighter shirt on. We will see how that works out. Today's going to be the Just Bend It edition, but tomorrow the professional gaslighter, the great value Ric Flair of dirt racing, will be in attendance at the racing facilities. Now, another thing we got to talk about, I guess, sprint car racing industry, Bill Balog. Oh my God, Bill Balog. Going to the World of Outlaws. For some reason, they're hooting and hollering. I mean, Bill Balog is good, ladies and gentlemen, don't get me wrong. But when High Limits announcing Justin Peck and Parker Price Miller and they've been announcing the Ricos and the Corey Days and I mean, I'm hearing Courtney's coming, Marks is coming, Macedo on the fence. Macedo on the fence. Guys, Bill Balog ain't helping. I hate it. I hate to say that to you. Bill Balog is not this, you know, star-studded, oh my God, they got him scenario. Now, cool for Bill Balog. I think he's going to where the weaker competition is now at this point, based on depth. But who cares? I mean, I saw the post and I was like, this isn't we're talking about noteworthy. I mean, I don't mind Bill Balog. I don't want to sit here and trash him or anything. I just don't think it's a wow scenario. I think it's a okay, what's next scenario. Is something coming? So that's about it. We are going to be heading down the road. If you want to send super chat stuff like that, it'll help. We had some people actually pitch in PayPal, Venmo the last few days and enjoyed the Chase Rodman interview. Go check that out if you haven't. It's really good. Really, really good. And if you do enjoy it or you enjoy these lives, we may be doing some stuff at the track and we can get some connection. Stay tuned for that. But we'll see. We'll see. Connection can sometimes be hard in a dome or any of these events where there's a bunch of people there. But we are planning on doing some filming for a upcoming music video as well. Of course, they got a bunch of film from all over the country, but it's the Dome. And I'll have the Ric Flair hair out and shades and everything. So why not do some filming for the upcoming music video we got released here very soon. Maybe just save it as a Christmas gift. We'll see. May just save it as a big old Christmas gift for everybody. But, yeah, regardless, that's about it. We're heading down the road. We'll be at the Dome tonight. Not sure when exactly we'll get in there. Right now, it's projected to be 7:15. Like I said, that's a little late. Not sure if I'll go to the Dome or just straight to the hotel room to settle in. But who knows? We will see. We will see. But thanks for tuning in. That's just a little bit of an update. That's what we're doing. Maybe seeing a little more of these down the road shows. I don't know. I mean, I'm confused. Do I stay and just do the shows every day like a dirt tracker, or do I just go and live life and see if we can run out of gas on our last dollar and dime doing this dirt track thing? I don't know. Is that progression or regression? I'm not sure. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Like the video, comment below, share it around, and as always, be sure to subscribe. We will catch you at the Dome next time.